Hey guys, Kev here. And I just did my Knife of the Year stuff. So I wrapped up all the categories for Knife of the Year. And then I did a kind of battle between all of them and chose a winner, which turned out to be the Jack Wolf Knives Venom Jack, which is interesting to me because I totally would have thought it would have been the Mini FSD just because this is the greatest knife of all time. I still think that. Which makes that really weird, right? Makes that, it's just, I don't know. I can't control how my brain thinks. That I do believe is the greatest knife of all time, but this is the knife of 2022. And maybe that's partially because I know more people can get their hands on this one. I carry this one more, so hear that? Just listen. While the Mini FSD is amazing, and I love the shit out of that knife, this knife, I'm not, like, worried about putting in pocket. I'm not worried about cutting with it. I'm not worried about anything. I, like, just want to have this in my pocket all the time. Where sometimes I question it on this, you know, like, it's a right-hand only knife, carry-wise, so I have to carry it in my back left. So there's times where I just don't carry it because of that. There's times where I don't carry it if I'm worried about it getting wet or something like that because it has the fuller that's a little bit blasted. And I just don't want to cause any rust issues on an $800 knife. It's $800, so that's a consideration, obviously. So there's different factors for that, right? Where this is in a wheelhouse where, you know, if I had to, I could probably hunt down another one pretty easily, not have to pay an exorbitant amount. I don't know. Just my brain went there and chose this knife, and I fucking love it. It's really hard to get out of my pocket. Today, I was kind of rocking a blue and white theme, like all around. My jeans, my shirt, my socks, like it just, sometimes this shit just happens. My wife thinks I color coordinate. I never do. It just like, all of a sudden I look down and I'm like, everything's blue and white. I guess I should grab some knives that are blue and white. And it was Christmas, so I was like, sure. So today, I carried this knife. And this video is basically, did I even say what this video was about? I was saying I had wrapped up my Knife of the Year stuff, and I just kind of wanted to talk about 2022, some knives I've really enjoyed in 22, just have a knife ramble. It's been a while since I've just blabbered about nothing. Got my Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So, let's blabber. Yeah, so I had like a blue and white theme, so I had that. And then the chickadee I carried was the Salt Lake version in this white sheath. So I had that on me. Just going to flip over that. Let's do that. And then, of course, I had the Mini FSD. And then for a fidget, had my Zerk NJT haptic coin. Had my CWF Micro Arcadian, or Micro Click, whatever it's called. And I have my little pill container. I think that's it. Then I had a Christmas Hank from Renegade. But yeah, this is what I carried today for Christmas. And yeah, good carry. So the chickadee obviously is fantastic. I got it back from Kyle Coonley. Razor ass sharp. I got all three of them sharpened. Absolutely love these knives. And I gotta say, as much as I love having these Oak City Leather Supply kind of clip slips, I think I do just prefer to put them in the sheath. And that's not to say these aren't good. They're fantastic, but there's not, like, sometimes I want to carry something for review, right? I want to just carry a different knife or whatever. And this limits my options because now my front left pocket's taken over by this. It makes it hard to also carry a slip joint or carry a knife in my front left pocket. So it just kind of takes away from that. And I feel like they carry better on the sheath. Like, this is fine in the front left. I don't have a problem with it. And I do like to carry like that occasionally, but This just disappears on my belt, and it kind of makes the purpose of it for me make more sense. The purpose of this for me is to have it on me at all times. And whenever I need a knife, boom, I have a knife. When I carry it like this, sometimes I take this out and set it down or whatever, you know what I mean? So I love the belt carry on the Chickadee. So definitely one of my favorite knives this year. I just didn't spend enough time with it, and it wasn't new this year, so it didn't make like a knife of the year list or anything, I don't think. I don't have like a fixed blade list, because this is really the only one that I tried. One other one, the Baltic Blades one, but this is just the shit. And I don't really want to try a bunch of fixed blades. I did order a custom from Jim Skelton. I'm sure it's still going to be way bigger than this, but I do love this knife. So yeah, so that's the Chickadee. Wonderful knife to have. Always worry I'm like fucking the knife up, popping it into the sheath. Let me just pop that back on my belt. All right. And then, obviously, the mini FSD we just talked about. Put this stuff away. All right. And I want to give a little bit of time to the Hedgehog here. This is a beautiful slip from Northwoods Leatherworks Co. You guys know I love Troy. This is Butera wood. Butera leather from Italy. Fantastic stuff. And this is the QSP Hedgehog. This is a traditional pocket knives exclusive version with jig titanium. And I don't know if this is getting enough airtime. Like, I don't know how to explain this in a way that makes sense. But, like, I've obviously talked about it, and I'm sure other people have talked about it. But this knife is absolutely incredible for the price. I mean, you're looking at 145 bucks, right? And you're getting M390 titanium, jigged titanium, so it's got a cool pattern on it. You're getting fantastic fit and finish. I mean, it's flush. In all three positions. It's contoured. It's super thin, under... it's at 0.4 of an inch. Just beautiful walk and talk. Perfect ergonomics. I mean, it just my hand anyway. It just melts into my hand. Wonderful blade. I mean, it's sharp as shit. I mean, you can see it slicing my finger. It's got a full hollow grind up to the spine. It's stupid thin. I think I was measuring it at or under 10 thousandths of an inch. 10 thousandths. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. So it's just fantastic. And I just don't know if it's getting the respect that it deserves. So if you're a slip joint guy, highly recommend this. I mean, even compared to the Jack Wolfs, I think this would beat some of them for me. I don't like. I love them all. All the Jack Wolfs are amazing. You guys probably saw that video already, and this was in that too. But like this, I would put ahead of some of the Jack Wolfs. The Benny's clip, the Canine, the laid back, the sharpshooter. I would put it in front of all those. I like this more, I think. Blade-wise and everything, I'd put it ahead of everything except for the Midnight and the Venom. But I think overall, I'd probably still take a Vampire, a Cyborg, a Midnight, and a Venom over this. But just barely. And that took some thinking just now to decide. So that's how good it is, if that makes sense. I fucking love it. So respect to QSP and Austin over at Traditional Pocket Knives for coming out with a fantastic knife. So that's QSP Hedgehog. I do have a link actually to Traditional Pocket Knives. I picked up an affiliate link recently, so if you want to check it out. But this video is not really about trying to sell you guys anything. And I hope you guys know by now that if I do try to sell you something, it's because I absolutely love whatever it is. I can recommend it, right? And if it's something I don't personally think I want, I can still tell you I recommend it, but it's just not my style. You know, like the, what was that kickstop knife? The F22 from Osier that LeftyEDC sent me. Fantastic knife. It's just not my style. You know, I'm not a flipper only guy. The design overall isn't for me. But it's definitely a great knife. So if it's, you know, in your wheelhouse, you would like it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So anyway, let me put this back in my pocket. So, something I wanted to talk about, since I just brought up LeftyEDC, is the F5.5. So, I actually had sold all of my F5. So, if you guys have been watching the channel long enough, you might know that I originally started with the titanium version with the belt satin. That was the first F5 I had, and it actually won Knife of the Year for me in 2020. So that was when the channel first started. So it was like 2 months into the channel, that knife won Knife of the Year. And then I went on to collect F5.5s. So I had the titanium one. I bought a carbon fiber one. I bought both of the micarta ones. There was only 4 options at the time. And then they came out with like titanium with Damasteel and stuff, and I avoided those just because of the cost, and I don't like Damasteel. And that was when I was like, okay, now I don't have them all. I can kind of, you know, chill. So, one, I just didn't like the green micarta. It looked like barf to me. So I gave that one away or sold it or something. I forget. Traded it. And then I took the natural one and I had it modded and sent it to Kyle over at DTOM Knives and Gear. I had an extra large choil put in for his fat fingers. And I forget, I think I sold the titanium one. And then I kept the carbon fiber one for a while. That one was with Elmax. And I love this knife, guys. I've said before, this is the best production knife you can get. And I say that because you can get it. Like, so they're usually in stock. Or they're very easy to get secondary. To the point where you don't really need to, like, know what you're doing. You can just kind of, like, figure it out and find one pretty quick. Right now, as we speak, I think they have multiple in stock. I think they have this all blacked out one, and they have the black micarta and acid wash one, maybe? I forget. There's a link in the description of every video. Again, this isn't about trying to get you to go over there, but they are available, right? And then they came out with this. So I had actually sold my carbon fiber one, and I had no F5.5s anymore. And that was for like 6 months this year. I was F5.5-less. And then this one came out, and I was like, you know, I think I'm going to give it a shot again, because the price was like $270 or $260 for titanium hand-rubbed M390. I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking sick. So I picked one up, and then I was able to snag the Lynch clip. And then I actually got another one of these because I wanted to see if I could get one with a stronger detent. The detent was good. I just wanted it to be a little stronger. That's just how I am. And luckily, Colin picked up the other one off me. And I don't know if he still has it, probably. So we each got one of these. And I love this hand-rubbed one. I'm not really a hand-rubbed satin guy, but I really like the way this came out on the F5. I think it looks good. It, to me, looks different than something like this, even though it's the same company and everything. And I like this one, too, on the Mini Tempest. But I don't know, it just seems a little bit different. Like, I don't know if that's just the design, because it's basically a full flat or something. But I like it on this as well. But I'm not really a hand rub guy. The only other knife I have with a hand rub is the Trevor Burger Urban. I did have it on a TW Price Dawn, but I just sold that because I won. I didn't win, but I got a Lefty custom wear alley, which is awesome, but it was really expensive, so I sold some stuff that I wasn't carrying. I was just kind of keeping some stuff around because I loved it, and the knives are fantastic, but I just don't carry. It's just how it goes. So I sold the TW Price Dawn. I sold my Malibu. Again, we all knew that was coming. And I sold one other one, the Waypoint. And I sold my my Christensen Maverick S. Yeah, loved that knife. Fanatic Edge Edition. Loved that knife, but never carried it. I also sold a Jaeger. So let me put these away. But anyway, I got the F5 back in the collection. And then they had this G10 version, and I don't know. I just wanted to try a blacked out one, and I thought I'd try the G10 even though I didn't think I'd like it. I do. I love it. So I was trying to decide, like, do I sell one of these now? But I really kind of don't want to. So I think I'll keep both. You know, for now. Tomorrow that might change. But this almost looks like a black wash sometimes. And the G10 is really light and smooth. I love how they did the G10. And this probably has the best action out of any F5 that I've had or handled. I mean, it's rock solid. And it's basically gliding shut. This one, a little stronger detent, so it just takes a little more to close. That one has a good balance. I prefer the detent on this for the flick, but I prefer the close on this. And this detent's still good enough, so it's like, might as well, I don't know. But I love both. Fantastic knife. Highly recommend it. You just can't go wrong with an F5.5, unless you hate the stock clip. Some people hate it. Right-handed, I guess it's a little bit of an issue for people because it sticks up like that. It's never bothered me, but I'm not right-handed. And I don't cut with my knives all day or anything, so. Was I going to grab something else? I feel like I was going to grab something else. I was totally talking about something. Oh, the Jaeger. So, I picked up 2 Jaegers this year. Well, let's back up. I picked up like 8 Jaegers this year. I don't know if you guys remember earlier this year when I was like Jaeger crazy. You can watch my videos on the Jaeger. There's like 5 this year. But I ended up with these 2. And this one's camo carbon. It's the Brittany blue, which is really Tiffany green. And, oh, that reminds me. Let's do that now while we're here. And then I have the Fanatic Edge golf putter version, and this is the one I kept. So it's a little bit, it's not smoother, it just has a little bit of a yeah, actually it has a little bit of a lighter detent. Not lighter in the sense that it's lighter than this one, which is pretty stiff. It's perfect in my opinion, and so it shakes down a little bit better. None of them really drop shut, but I have skiffs in there. Fires. Really good. I love this one. And I got the Mokutai Zirkutai on it. But I sold this, and the guy didn't want the backspacer. Forget why. I think just because it was going to cost more or something like that. But now I'm thinking, do I care? Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with a backspacer? You know? I should probably just send it to him with the backspacer in. And if he wants to swap it back, he can. But I don't really need the extra backspacer. I mean, yeah, I could get another Jaeger in the future, I guess. And yeah, it was probably like $60, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work to remove a backspacer I don't need. This is the one I sold, by the way, and you can see the action's really good. I mean, I like the detent on the flick. Really good. On the close, just a little bit tighter. I mean, it's negligible stuff here. It's very, very good. no side to side, nothing there, just money. Dead nuts down the middle. Lefty flick is great. Yeah, I'm talking myself out of it. But I don't need two because I barely carry one, you know? And I just think this one is a little more my style. As much as I love the camo carbon, I really love this golf putter milling on this one. So the only thing that would kind of lock this one in is if I could get the pivot collars that match this and this, you know? That would be sick. But I do kind of like how this side is clean, or, you know, clean in the sense it has the blue, and then this side gives you that pop. So you can kind of see like, oh, I don't have a fancy knife, you know? What are you talking about, fancy knife? Bang! I don't know. But yeah, so actually, I'm just going to leave this one alone. He can have it as is. And yeah, it's a tank. Love this knife. Jaeger is fantastic. I just didn't need two. You know, it's like with the F5, you know, it's not as expensive. It's a $400 knife. So it's like better to just, you know, sell one. Especially if you just bought a $1,000 knife, you know. So that got sold. I picked up a lefty this year. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I picked up two. So, I bought a custom lefty tough knives reset, and it was fantastic, guys. Now, I sent it back to Jeff like 3 or 4 times. He's local here, actually. So I dropped it off a couple times, excuse me. And when it was all said and done, that knife was fantastic. Now, you know, the detent maybe could have been a little bit stronger, but then the lock bar would have got too tight, and it was a whole thing. But the knife was fantastic, and I sold it because I had, you know, $1,300 into it, and I ended up losing a couple $100. And which is what happens, you know, when you get a knife like that. It's a custom lefty knife. It just, you know, they're hard. It's really hard. Lefties are all up in arms about stuff, but then they don't buy stuff. So it makes it really hard. And, you know, I get shit with Divo a lot because of not doing lefty knives. And I try to make them as lefty friendly as possible, but not make them left-handed because it's just hard to sell. But anyway, so then Concept did their lefty knife this year, and that was the Pelican here. Now, I think the other one came out this year as well, the green Concept Shard in lefty, and it was horrible. But this is really good. Objectively, this is a fantastic knife. It's the exact knife that I asked them to choose, and they did. And they did it in the blade shape I would want. I think this is the blade shape I would want. I think the other one's more of a Tanto. So all things considered, this is exactly what I asked for from Concept. But I never carry it. I don't know what it is about lefty knives. It's just weird to me. One, I'm bad at them. Like, see how I missed that? Like, I lock it up so often because I'm so used to right-handed knives where I can just put my fingers anywhere. You know, when you're right-handed, you learn on frame locks to kind of like rest your finger somewhere probably. I don't know what that's like because I always use it in my left hand, and then my finger is on the show side. The lock bar's here. I have to worry about it with reverse flicks as a lefty on righty knives. So it's just like awkward left-handed because I lock up the lock bar a lot. I don't know to rest my fingers on the clip. I'm always like all over the lock bar. I'm sure I could get used to it, but then as soon as I put this knife away, I pick up something else that's right-handed, and then I'm back to doing the other thing. So it's hard to get that muscle memory down. And so unless it's like a whole knife where I'm just gonna flick it all the time, it can be difficult. I know that's weird, but anyway, that custom I have on the way, the Ware Alley, is a thumb stud lefty frame lock. So I may have the same problem. I would love a liner lock, but anyway, this is a good knife. from Concept. So in terms of lefty knives this year, I think I picked up a Concept Shard that I hated. I picked up this Concept Pelican EDC that I think is a fantastic knife. And there's nothing wrong with the knife. I think it's just me not being that into lefties. And the design, maybe. Even though I love the design. It's just, I don't know. The ergos are so good. I loved it when it was right-handed. You know, just not my favorite, I guess, overall. I don't know how to explain why I don't carry it. I've tried selling it. Nobody wants this thing. So it's just like one of those pieces that like sticks around. But I don't have anything really negative to say about it. It's like $150. S35BN titanium. Very nicely done all around. Concept killed it. Great action. Thumb flick is great. Reverse flick is great. Detent is dialed in. Yeah, it's really good. It just, I don't know. So, lock bar access, money. Like, it's just a solid knife. I just don't love it for some reason. But, yeah. Anyway, so I got that. I also got a lefty. No, not a lefty. I almost said the Trevor Burger Urban XL. That was not left-handed. That was right-handed. And I sold it because it was too big. And the inlay kind of messed with the acoustics for me. I like the full tie. I got the Lefty Tough. The two Concepts. I thought of something else earlier that came through. Oh, I got an Nkosi. I got a Lefty Nkosi. That I sold. I think I turned that around in 24 hours. I had sold it already. That's how much I love Chris Reeve. And then I got a few lefties in for review, like the Umnumzon and the Menandi. And then I had the JG Rover, I think, lefty in this year. Some other stuff, too. Oaks Works knife that came through from my buddy Tony. So I handled a good number of lefty knives this year. This is the only one I have that kind of stuck around. And I've tried selling it. Just can't. So, I don't know. Oh, I also bought a custom lefty Jasmine. Custom Jasmine from Ray Laconico, which I just couldn't get over the washers. I tried getting over the frame lock thing by just resting my fingers up here. But the washers just, I couldn't get over that for some reason. Yeah, so that's all the lefty stuff. So I'm excited to get the wear knife and see how I like it. You know, ultimately, will it be for me? I don't know. If I do move it on, it'll be, you know, at table price. I'm not a D-bag. I just want to, but I do want it. Like, I'm excited about it. I just can't control if I love it, you know. Just how I am. All right, I've shown you this one enough. Really good knife, though, from Concept. Stuff from Voxnez that I really enjoyed this year. The Chillin'. I've showed you this. This was on, I believe, my Knife of the Year list for this category. There's just something about this knife. It's one of those knives where I can't explain why I love it so much. But I do. You know, because a lot of people will be like, well, you can get this, 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 and this for that price. And it's like, yeah, you could. You could get probably a full tie frame lock in whatever steel you want or whatever for the $250 instead of a carbon fiber steel liner lock knife, you know. But I like that it has M398. I like that it has the carbon fiber. I like that it's unidirectional carbon fiber, but it's like really well done. If you're gonna do this, man, it almost feels like a burlap micarta. Like, it's just done really well. The detent is dialed, so it's really good. And then I also got the Ace Nibbler, and I fell in love with this knife. I bought 3 of them, and then I, you know, slowly or quickly sold 2 of those off. So I'm down to just this purple one here. Back to the original. This one's an N690, which is fine. You know, Riot made a budget knife. This is a $95 knife from Giant Mouse. That's budget to me. Aluminum and N690 made by Riot. That's impressive to me. I would love to see a Riv in these materials. and, you know, a liner lock. That would be amazing. Just a little bit bigger, right? Like, I need it to be bigger because this is just, I don't know. It's a little too small. But I do like it. You know, I like having this smaller knife. But I think at this point, even though I love it, I think it's sticking around mostly because it's $95. And, you know, I just don't sell super cheap knives very often. I did sell the other one, the blue one, but normally I don't sell anything under $100, but maybe it's more like 75, under 75. But there's some box stuff, same keyhole design. I really like that. And I showed you the F5.5s I had this year already. And that's it for Vox that I really picked up and kept this year. He hasn't really done much that I've been intrigued with this year. So that's the Nibbler. And talking about tiny knives, LeftyEDC came out with the baby barlow that I always forget about. And not because it's not good, it's just because of where it's sitting in my case or in my other case. This knife is just so good. I can't wait to see what they do with it because I'm assuming it's sold really well because you can't get it. So that means they're going to do another run, and I hope they do something fucking badass like fat carbons or camo carbon. LeftyEDC really needs to do camo carbon or fat carbon. They are still hitting the micartas and G10s on everything. And while that's cool, it's just, yeah, come on. Give me some fat carbon. We're all sitting here. Like, just imagine inlays of fat carbon on this or the full thing and then inlays of tie. Just cool shit like that. But I feel like, you know, because they use Riot, they are, you know, 12 months behind everything. So, like, think about it. A lot of the stuff that's dropping is coming out in micarta and shit like that. Look at Jared Ozier's knife. Look, you know, Pena, a lot of Pena stuff. Just a lot of knives come out in micarta because they're working with Riot and they take so long. So, like, they probably put those orders in, you know, 12 months, 15 months ago, and they're now getting them. And 15 months ago, micarta was all the rage, you know, like, so it's so hard. So, like, everybody's placing orders right now for shit with camo carbon probably. So you're going to see tons of fat carbon and camo carbon come out next year. That's what's going to happen. It's already starting. Like, Kaiser's going nuts with it. A lot of people are already using it, but I'm just saying, I think you're going to see like an influx of it. I keep screaming at LeftyEDC, watch, you know, they'll start dropping, those type of materials soon because the Riot's going to finally get to those orders. So it's not that they're not listening. It's just that, you know, these things take time. Anyway, the baby barlow is a Justin Lundquist design. So I want to give big props to Justin Lundquist on this. This is my favorite design of his. Yeah, this is one of my favorite knives this year, hands down. Absolutely fell in love. I'm not a big tiny knife guy, but this knife is executed so well. Like, the way this flipper tab is, it just grabs your fingers so well. And it's just amazing. You can still do the normal front flipper pop if you want to. But I like to do the just dangle and reach around move. Pop it like that, and then do that. Boom. You know, you can come across like this, left-handed, and then obviously right-handed, you can just do a swing down. And it's such a light blade, it's not going to, like, chop up your nail or anything. Just a fun knife to sit here and fidget with, you know? And it's unassuming, so it's not going to bother anybody. On top of the fact it has probably because the mini FSD definitely has the best clip ever, but this is one of the best clips I've seen. Just simple, mounted from the inside, mounted at the rear, and the way they did it to hide the liner screws is impressive, and it just looks so clean and minimal, and it works so well. And when it's sticking in your pocket, nobody knows you have a knife. Just, you know, and even if you took this out and laid it on the desk, some people will have no clue what this is. They're just going to walk by and be like, oh, you got this weird, like, pendulum-looking thingy. Nope, it's the Baby B. So I love the baby Barlow. Definitely, like I said, one of my favorite knives this year, hands down. Love it. And then let's talk about Backlocks, because I got into Backlocks this year. Big shout out to my boy Colin, my partner with Divo Knives. As a birthday gift, he gave me this Native 5 in the fluted carbon fiber and S90V. And he actually either had it reground or it was already when he bought it. I don't know how that happened. I think he might have got it on the secondary. It's done by whatever DCC is. I always forget. Something Creek Cutlery, maybe. But it's got a regrind. So you see that beautiful belt satin on there. Stupid thin blade. And then you have rock solid lockup all around. But it drops like that. And it's just so fun to play with. And this really got me into Backlocks. I wonder if it would swing all the way down if I could. I can't push it hard enough. I just want to see. No, so it will stop there. Oh, because it needs that pressure to pop in. Look at that. So you can't close it on yourself. Is that right? It wants to keep going a little bit, but yeah, it needs that room. Anyway, absolutely fun to do this. Just close it like that. Pop, pop. Listen to the pops. Just really nice. I like that. You can flick it, but you got to give it a lot of gas. Oh my God. Come on. Oh, come on, Kev. What? Always been able to do it. Oh my God. All right. Apparently I can't do it. Come on, you pussy. All right, I can't do it. Why am I pissing on? What is going on? Ah, got it. All right, you didn't see it, but damn, that took a lot of effort. I've never had to give it that much. That's weird. Maybe because my nail, I don't know. Anyway, I'm a pussy. So, a little off center, which, you know, that'll drive you nuts if you're me, but it's not. I've gotten over it. Fantastic knife. And he even got an MX Jaeger clip on it. Look at that. Sick. So happy he got me this because it really opened my eyes to Backlocks. And then he came out with a knife. And I went over this in a Knife of the Year video, so I'm going to keep it short. This is the Tonic from Best Tech. And Colin designed this. And it's just unique. It has that inset ball backlock system where it has a detent ball in the top of the lock there. So it's kind of acting as a, right here, you have to pass through that. And it makes it to where you can actually like flick your knife, which is really cool. So you can, apparently my reverse flick is dog shit tonight, but you can do that. So it's just kind of cool and different, and it's super ergonomic, super comfortable in the hand. M390, sharp as hell. Best Tech did a good job on this. And that's a backlock with a reversible clip. Awesome. So then that made me interested enough to pick up something kind of unique. And when we did Knives Live this year, Lynch Northwest donated one of these. This is a Custom Mod 2 Delica. And basically they make scales and screws. I think they make the screws. And they make all types of parts for it. How did I never notice the lanyard hole? Was that always there? That looks weird, doesn't it? I feel like something fell out of there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was like that. It's just like a sore thumb thing to me now. Oh, that's weird. How did I never notice that? And you can see the backspacer. Super weird. I don't know why I'm thinking I lost something, but maybe I did. Was there a plug in there? Oh. Anyway, so I got this, and I don't know. I really like it. I love it, actually. But I am a little bothered by the fact that the action isn't as good as I want. I've seen people flicking them, like, real easy. And I'm still shaking the shit out of this to get it to close. But I also like that I have a pretty strong spring, so I wonder if that's kind of related to it. Some people might have a weak spring, and I like having a stronger spring. And I'm almost centered. I just wonder if those people have blade play or anything, because, like, I am rock solid, you know what I mean? And I can shake it down like that, so it's kind of just a slow roll type knife. And then I do that, boom. And I'm just wondering, maybe the washers will break in or something, I don't know. But I really do like it. I've carried it a good bit. One thing I don't love is the clip. It looks great, and I like lynch clips, but it's so tall, like this area, that I feel like it feels like it has shitty retention, or maybe it just has shitty retention. I did bend it at one point, caught it on a chair or something, and I wonder if that messed it up. So I may just reverse it and bend it a little bit to get a little more tension, but all you're going to do is get more tension on this, because that's all that's giving you the tension, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I do like it quite a bit. I don't know why that stands out to me now. I'm going to check some pictures and see if that's normal. I'm sure it is. It's just been sitting in my case for a couple of days, so unless I lost it randomly. But yeah. So backlocks apparently are in. And I like them. So that happened this year. And let me think. Anything else I want to point out? A knife that's still available. I've been showing this off, but a knife that's still available is the GOM. So this is like a big time sleeper to me. I feel like people aren't paying attention to. I don't know if people just don't like the aesthetic of it, or, you know, let me know down in the comments if there's something holding you back on this. Excuse me. Obviously, the price, you know, $365 isn't cheap, but this knife is worth every single, I mean, it's worth more than that, honestly, if you look at some things that cost that much. You have M390, beautiful belt satin. You have excellent detent. Beautiful deployment hole with that ziggurat jimping that really catches your finger. Some people don't like that. I kind of like that it catches it, because I definitely get a good flick every time. It fires so well. It works really well left-handed, and that's something that's always important to me. So maybe, you know, this is better left-handed, so it goes higher up rankings than it does for other people. I don't know, but this front flipper, once you get used to using it, it's fucking epic. The ergos are phenomenal. Grind is excellent. Cutting edge is excellent. Blade shape to me is money. Action is just perfect. I can't do the roll around because I'm a bitch. I got bitch fingers, but I love the reverse flick and the front flip. You can thumb flick it. I mean, it's just sick. And then you can get multiples and do combinations. You know, just cool shit. I love the knife. This is the God of Mischief. It is still available on their website, Renegade Provisions Co. So you can search that. I'm not going to remember to put every knife down in the comment or in the description. And again, like I said, it's not about that. I just want to talk about stuff I love. But I was really excited about reviewing this earlier this year, and they did come in this year. And you know what? It's commendable to see a brand that said they're going to have their knives come in, and they came in pretty much within a couple of weeks of what was expected. That's really nice, because that doesn't always happen, you know? And not because it's a brand's fault. It's just because the OEMs give a lead time that's wrong, you know, every time. It's frustrating. But this one's just, yeah, it's money. And I plan on getting another one. Hoping to get one that's already pimped out with the different collars and shit like that. But yeah, absolutely love the GOM. So that's probably it. Just, you know, I'm just like grabbing shit at this point, but I didn't talk about the Factor. So Winter Blade Co. did some cool shit this year. he dropped the Factor and the Mirage. I haven't been able to handle the Mirage yet. My theory is he's afraid of what I'm going to say about it. I'm just kidding. I think it's not very lefty friendly, maybe, and I don't know. But anyway, I love the Factor. It does have a reversible clip. I think this looks better left-handed because the tie with the tie just looks good, and then it cleans this side up. I love having the flipper tab on this. I'm not a flipper guy, but this is not really a flipper. It's just different, you know. It's more of a fidget tab. And then, you know, the magnetic detent just, oh man, the singing. Just such a wonderful knife. So hopefully you got in on batch 2, or you got one when I did on the first batch and you're happy with it. Just a wonderful piece. And the Mirage looks cool too. I just need to try one before I can say anything. But that's a different blade shape, less my style overall. But yeah, the Factor's cool. And Kanwoo did some stuff this year. They recently sent me a bunch of, not prototypes. Well, 2 of them were prototypes and 2 weren't. This is a prototype of the compact towel. This is available, I think, on their website now. I don't remember if it's still available, but, and then they dropped the S towel in Vanex on their website just, the other day for me. This is, Christmas, by the way. For me, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Love you guys. Hope you had a great holiday. But this is a prototype of the towel compact, and this is my favorite Kanwoo. It's the perfect size towel. I love the towel. The S towel is awesome. It has the hole for deployment and Vanex, but it's a little longer than I want, a little bit bigger. And it's a frame lock, so it makes it harder lefty to like flick and stuff like that. But if you're right-handed and you always wanted to have Vanex on a cool production knife, definitely worth checking out. They always do a good heat treat and everything. But the compact towel is money, and then the Zen is amazing. They really did a good job on the Zen. Did not think that was going to be the case, and then I handled it and was like, oh, damn. So the compact Zen, if you're more of a 3 1/4 guy like me, or the full-size Zen, more like 3.6, are both fantastic. But my recommendation would be the towel compact, because you get the wire clip now, and then you get the smaller size, and it just translates so well for this knife, at least for my large glove size hand. So, and again, they always do a good job with heat treat and all of that stuff, so you get just a really dialed in knife, I think, for the money too. You know, their prices aren't stupid cheap anymore unless you get in on the Kickstarters, but they're still really good. I think this is like $189. L-Max, titanium, wire clip on multi-row bearings. Fantastic action. So, hard to beat. So that's the Kanwoo stuff. Talked about Tempest knives in the... Oh, shit. Talked about Tempest knives in the Knife of the Year budget category. Because the Pinion here won. I just want to give a quick shout out to Casey. He crushed it this year. He got Tempest knives off the ground, kicked Kickstarter's ass because, you know, he didn't get the first knife off the ground with Kickstarter. This one he did a pre-order on his website, and he funded it, and he still has some. So if you want to pick up a Pinion, you can pick it up. This is my Knife of the Year for the budget category. And totally deserves it. I mean, if you got $85 to spend or whatever this costs, you just literally couldn't spend it in a better place. Casey's a great guy. The knife is built way better than an $85 knife, in my opinion. And, you know, just a good dude, good company and all that. And he has a new model coming, the Microburst, which I like even better than this. And that one is... pre-orders like January 23rd or something like that. Check out their website and Instagram for info on that. But Tempest knives, crushing it. Absolutely love the Pinion. Don't think I have anything. Oh, Asher knives. So, I don't know. It was an interesting. I think the first half of the year we got a lot of Asher stuff coming out, and then the last half here we've kind of quieted down. I usually have a ton of Asher content, right? Because they always send me prototypes and samples of everything to pass around or review or whatever. But you know, the company's growing, and you know, they don't need that exposure as much, so that's part of it. And then I think they just are waiting on a lot of stuff to come in. But this Spiro with Hull has been a huge hit for them. Justin over there is a great guy. You can see left-handed. It's not fabulous, but it works. He's a great guy, and he's just, you know, he's crushing it with the sort of mid-range that he's in now. He was always doing budget stuff. Under $100 was like, I remember him saying multiple times, you know, I'm not going to charge more than $100 for my knives ever. Right? This last drop was 125. So, like, you got it. It's just at some point, he wanted to increase quality. You know, he wanted to make them a little nicer. You know, he switched to an OEM that he thought, these are Kanwoo, that he thought would just be a little bit better overall in quality and everything. And all of that just costs more money, you know? So, I think he made the right choice. This knife is crazy good for the money. $125, you're getting titanium, you're getting pivot collars, you're getting S35EN. Look at that gorgeous, like, just dark wash on the scales. Beautiful clip mounted from the inside on the rear. Sorry, not mounted from the inside, but it slides in like that, and it is reversible. Yeah, what Asher's doing is cool. He's got more coming. He's got one like this, but with studs coming. That's pretty sweet. He's always crushing it every year. I just didn't have enough. I didn't have anything really new. Enough new stuff that I love to do a to get it into the budget knife of the year video. And I guess it's not budget anymore. Some of it is, but anyway, you get my point. Can't wait to see what he comes out with next year. I'll be right there, hopefully, checking everything out and showing you guys. But super thin, super functional EDC knives at a good price point is what Asher's all about, and I dig that. So stand by on them. So I want to give them a shout out. Asher Knife Co. is awesome. All right. That's pretty much all I have here, guys. I just have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to show. And I talked about brands like Jack Wolf in the previous videos. Jack Wolf really dominated this year for me personally. Just for a lot of reasons, because of the way my carry changed and everything like that. Some notable things that are not knife related. Nottingham Tactical came out with the Not-A-Bolt pen. And they sent me one to check out. Well, I reached out to see if I could check one out, and they did. And I gotta say, I didn't expect to, like, fall in love with the pen. I expected to like it. But their pens are a little thicker than my usual style. And, you know, bolt actions aren't my favorite. But this is one of my favorite pens ever. Honestly, my Saga is over here sitting in my case. Just chills in there because I've been using this nonstop. I absolutely love it. It's not really the fidget factor. Yeah, I do enjoy this, but it writes really well. It's very comfortable in the hand. Maybe it's because it's a left-hand pen. I don't know. It just is really good. I love the knurling down here, or the golf dimples, whatever they are. It just feels good. It takes a Parker refill that I love. It's got sick little Nottingham Tactical logo back here. So Nottingham Tactical definitely takes a pen of 2022 for me. I didn't do a video on that or anything, but here you go. The pen of 2022, Nottingham Tactical Not-A-Bolt pen. An honorable mention that's not in my hand right now is the James Brand Palmer. Absolutely fantastic item. It's downstairs in my utility drawer. My wife uses it all the time. I use it all the time. It's a little utility blade. Yes, it has a big case for having this much blade that comes out. That's all we need for opening packages and shit like that. It makes it really nice for somebody who's not a knife person like my wife. She just pushes the button, slices shit, pulls the button back down. I have had a couple of times where she set it to like where you can pull it out and not realize it. She thought that was where you set it to cut, so I had to teach her that. But it's just a really good utility blade, and they're like $60. James brand, that's probably their best item, honestly, that they've ever made. They had it at a good price. It's very useful, has like cool colors and shit, and overall it's just a good piece. So I want to shout out the James brand Palmer. Another one I don't have here is Big Idea Designs came out with I don't know if the Bit Bar, well, the Bit Bar 2 just came out, so that counts. I got one of those in. Fabulous. It's in my bag. It's right there, but I'm not going to grab it. I did a video on it. If you only buy one type of pocket screwdriver, buy a Bit Bar 2 or the Bit Bar Inline or the Bit Bar, the original. Maybe you can get it on a discount now. Hands down the best pocket screwdriver type thing you can get. The Bit Bar 2 holds 8 bits, has 2 angles you can put it in, has an extender, comes with a leather slip, and 8 bits. I mean, it's fucking amazing. The thing is insane. And the Inline is just a slimmed down sort of like pen version that holds 3 bits. It's squared off, it has a clip, both do, but fantastic as well. I would stay away from the EDS 2 or the EDS from them. I don't love that everyday screwdriver. It's just not my style. The flick thing, I have a video on it. Wasn't for me. What else did they come out with? They came out with a pry bar, which is really fidgety. It has a little slider on it. But unless you actually need a pry bar, I don't, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's made extremely well. It will pry things, all that shit. But I just don't personally need that functionality, so not for me, but cool product. And then they came out with some pens again, like the Side Click, which we have here, which is great. Their pens are fantastic because you can fit any refill you want, which is probably the thing that people care about the most. I like having a tactile response, and their pens don't have that because it has that sort of like screw down thing. It just takes away from the fidget factor. That's probably not a big thing to everybody, but to me it is. So, and then bit drivers. I talked about this in my bit driver best tool for the job. Get Good Screw really crushed it this year. I don't know if they came out this year, but they may have. These drivers are just incredible. This is the Screw-Preme driver. And this, I put custom bearings in so it doesn't spin as long, but it's loud. But these are fantastic. I mean, this is titanium Damascus or Timascus base. So it has this kind of like revolver base. It's freaking cool. Holds, 3, 6. So it holds 8 bits in there. And then it also holds the driver. You can spin the whole thing, whatever, Freaking cool. I love this thing so much. But it's like $400. They do have copper ones that are like $200. I also bought, that was a gift from them. This I bought. It's a, I forget the name of it. Poseidon's Kiss. Has this cool blue pattern on it. Titanium driver. This is the small driver. The other one you saw there was the medium. And just, their drivers are so good for the money. Like, this is $100, which, yeah, it's a lot of money, but it's titanium. It's got a bearing in it. Comes in a really cool case with a COA. It's just a good experience. All I can say about Get Good Screw is their company's cool. They have really cool marketing. Like, just follow them on Instagram. You'll see what I'm saying. Really cool stuff. They're funny. They don't take themselves seriously. And that's the kind of people I love. All right. I'm rounding into an hour here. I'm going to wrap this up. I don't think I have much else to say. I got into multi-tools this year, and my favorite one by far is my Charge Plus. This has just been a workhorse for me. I've been using it a shit ton right here at my desk, and it has come in handy incredibly well. I thought I would hate not having spring-loaded pliers, but doesn't really matter. It has a knife on it, which you can reverse flick like that. And it has a serrated blade. I wonder if can I flick that one? Yep, I I can flick that one. So it's pretty cool. You can flick that stuff. And it's got all the other stuff you would think is on a knife like this. I personally love the mini bit driver and the mini bit driver and the regular bit driver. Use that a shit ton. I use this guy right here for some like scraping and shit like that. So it's very useful. Just cool to have around. And it kind of feels like, I don't know, vintage, because I got it in this, I bought this leather pouch thing and it's molded to it. So I got into multi-tools a bit this year, but this is my favorite one, the Charge Plus G10. It's a little lighter weight because it has G10 scales versus what you normally see, which is like, I don't know. I don't know what they normally use, honestly. It's like aluminum or steel, probably just steel. They have a titanium version of this too, but this was expensive. It was like $150 because of the G10 version. I think the basic Charge Plus is probably like, I don't know, $120, something like that. But it was totally worth it to lose that ounce and to just feel nicer on the G10. But I'm going to shut up now. So let me know what you guys think. What really impressed you this year? I obviously missed a lot of stuff, so if I didn't name something or whatever, please, a lot of cool micro brands or boutique brands either came out this year or kept on crushing it this year that I absolutely love, like my friend Jacob from Kvist Blade Works, my friend Tyler from Evolved EDC, John Rusk with EMP EDC is kind of leading the way with that. And then you have people like Sean from Knoll Knives just absolutely crushing it. Tyler from TW Price is killing it. You have Knife Standards with the RR Standard release this year. That's awesome. That list just, I mean, it seriously just goes on and on and on. Arcane Design, tons of dudes just totally crushing it. I talked about Renegade earlier, Jake with Luft Concepts. And yeah, so just keep your eye on those brands, support those brands. Those guys are the community. They're part of the community. They're trying to build a brand around that. And, I'm part of that with Divo knives. What I can tell you is we're trying to make knives that we enjoy, right? And it's kind of a different aspect. You're getting designs that are more geared towards the enthusiasts and stuff like that. It's really fun. But yeah, I love you guys. I do. It's been a fantastic year. I'm sorry, it's an hour-long ramble. Jesus, Kev. Who knows what the fuck I said, but you guys are appreciated. You're loved. If you ever need anything, hit me up. I'm extremely happy to talk to anybody and everybody. If you're alone on a holiday like this and you need somebody to talk to, please reach out. If you need anything, like Divo related, obviously hit me up. We're always open for conversation and, to help people with issues. If you just want to talk, to me about whatever, always open for that as well. You guys are the shit. Thank you for the support on the channel. I haven't mentioned that probably in a while. We crossed over 8,000 subs and trying to cruise up to 10K, and then I'll do something. But thank you all for the support. Been really busting my ass trying to get these shorts out because fucking shorts apparently are the key, which I hate. I hate that. I don't really want to be doing as many as I do. I do enjoy them, right? So here's something. Like, I enjoy doing the shorts. A lot of them are fun. But sometimes I do feel like I'm kind of like just doing one to do it, just to get it out because it'll help. Which I don't really like that aspect of it. Like the videos, I just film videos when I get stuff. I feel like I want to review something. Like I enjoy that every time, The shorts, sometimes I don't enjoy. So I'm going to probably cut back on that just because this is, for me, it's for fun still at this point. Hopefully that changes this year or in 2023. I'm hoping to go full-time at some point with Divo slash LeftyEDC. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I appreciate you guys' support. It all means something. And I love you guys. All right, that's it. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you in 2023. Well, we'll see. But I'll catch you later. Peace.